Welcome to URL Division 6. We are in round 1. We're in France. We are looking forward to a very good qualifying session. And my co-commentator Yura Mardi.
Hello, hello.
We have someone coming out of the pits.
It's ID Shu, maybe?
Here we go. He's on his outlap right now.
Getting his nice at the temperature is still Kata. He'll be the first man to set a time. We'll see what he can do.
A lot of cars now coming out of the pits. So still Kata will be the first one to set a time.
Mm-hmm. Looks like after that we have Ferrari. I want to see who it is. I think it's Farish. Still Kata's about to start his flying lap.
Yeah, but hopefully he's got his tyre temperatures up to the optimum temperature. Here he goes. As he starts his lap now.
He needs to make sure he doesn't invalidate. He wants to get all, hopefully 3 of his laps in.
That would be ideal.
Have the little slide in the exit of turn 2. Yeah, the flag, but I think it's just someone going slowly warming up their tyres.
Looks like a decent lap so far.
Yeah, no major or minor mistakes I've seen so far. That could cost him a lot of time.
So this is the first round, obviously. They didn't have Bahrain, so for these guys, they don't know how each other race. You know, it's going to be quite interesting to see where they end up in the grid. As he does a 130.194. Who is next? Fareshi is next. And he beats him good as a 129.7. Next we have Beer Plauze. Oh, and he just goes into P2.
Next guy to the crosser line goes P1 with a 29.375.
Wow. 129.3. So he's done a very quick time.
Very good bank car. You have 2 more laps to try and improve that. 4 tenths, just roughly around 4 tenths faster than Farishi in second place. Ooh, the Flackers goes second.
Oh,
Julian
takes P1.
29.262. Very impressive.
I'm pretty sure they all have a few runs left. He's in the pits.
Some of them opting to start on mediums. INSDW has set a 35. If you can get those mediums to the top 10,
Yeah.
could be trouble for the leaders.
Well, he's put himself in 10th position. Then we have an Alpine coming round now. Or Williams. Yeah, it looks like a Williams.
Fight me now, bot. He's on his outlap. He's
He
starting.
did invalidate a lap, so now he's gonna. I think people will be diving into the pits now. But we do have iHunter F1. He's gonna come up to the line now. He's taking the short route now. Where does he put himself?
Might have been, I think that was an invalidated lap.
Was it? Must have invalidated at the end. Everyone's diving back into the pit lane, but here we are spectating iHunter F1.
Very smooth from that exit of sector 1 into sector 2.
Yeah, let's hope he can not invalidate through turn 8 to turn 9. Looks pretty clean to me. Good turn in. Making sure he doesn't put all four wheels off the track. As we got the majority of the grid into the pit lane. In the garage, and we've got a few drivers coming out of the garage now. iHunter F1 is still on. His lap still looks good, so we will see now what he can do, where he can place his car. As he comes round the final corner, turn 15. How is this lap looking? Puts himself in P8 with a 130.043.
Find me now, but it's just been blocked by a disconnected car on his flying lap, which is very unfortunate. Just at the end of sector 1.
Oh.
Yeah, I think he might have backed off, but we'll see.
Yeah. Alright, well,
He's still in hot lap.
We've still got now cars doing our laps.
BA in 6th might be the first one out of the pits, out of the whole pack.
No, it's the Haas of Steel Qatar.
We're just rounding, second last corner.
Here he goes. As it begins, he's going to the straight to start his second flying lap. As we ride on board with him now. Pretty smooth through turn 1 and turn 2, a bit conservative. You see how he does into turn 3. He really doesn't want to invalidate his lap, which is smart. Let's hope on the final lap he can push it.
I think being conservative every now and then, he was just on the limit. Wow.
Just on the limit.
Lucky to not invalidate.
Well done to him.
He's in all of the track. I think on everybody's final run, we'll see maybe the top 10 right now, hopefully contending all for pole.
Yeah. As he's approaching turn 12 now. See how he handles this one. Looks pretty decent to me. Oh,
Exit on the limit again.
Again, he's on the limit. Looks like a pretty good lap to me.
Second lap.
The important question is, can you improve out of the final corner? A bit twitchy on the exit, but he's coming up towards the line now.
10th.
and he puts himself in P8. The next car to come round,
Looks like BA in 6th.
round the final corner,
Will he improve?
puts himself
Up
into
to P5.
P5. The Red Bull of Gayton. Oh, doesn't improve. We got Ferrari next coming across the line. He puts himself into P13. Ferreshi coming up to the line as well. Can he improve? Puts himself into P3. What a lap. What an improvement. Futzbab
Ooh,
puts himself
Futz.
into P1. He displaces Tyler Julian. What a lap. 129.1. Looking pretty
By
good.
10th.
Might come around the final corner as well.
P6 right now.
Puts himself into P4. Wow, it's getting pretty close between the top 6 or so cars. We've got Mercedes coming around the final corner. Where does he put himself? He puts himself into P1.
Into the 28s.
Tyler
First
Julian
man
into the 1 minute
28s.
28s. Wow. Incredible. Guyton
Guyton
puts
went for
himself
another
into
lap.
P2.
Wow.
Did he do 2 laps in a
Certainly-
row there?
Yeah, he did 2 laps, so he took a gamble to go on and to
Yeah.
go do 2 laps on these tires. Fair enough, it's paid off.
Always invalidated this one. Ah, that's unlucky. MM44 puts himself into P8. Wow, this is getting really tight. I must say, if you want, if you want to get into the top 10, it's going to be quite the battle.
The top 6 I covered about 8/10ths, but from 2nd to 6th it's about 4. So it's amazing how little margin can boost you up in the places. But the Flackers come around the final corner now. Activates DRS, taking the shortest line to the finish line. Where does it put him? P2.
P2.
Wow.
What's a race? What's a lap?
There's still quite a big margin to Tyler Julian. 2/10ths ahead of everybody else.
It's going to
He's
take
gonna
quite
step
some
up his
improvement to displace him there. Have we got anyone on the lap?
GR Gregoris, I think starting his final lap now. This is the apex a bit in turn 1.
We have yellow flags.
For who? It might just be a slow car, maybe.
Jerry Van Bossel is starting his lap.
Oh. Joe's a bit shaky in turn 1. I think he's backed off. I think he knows
He's
that
backed
wasn't a
off.
good exit.
Yeah, he knows. Here we go, coming next around the final corner.
Gregoris invalidated his lap, he backed off.
We've got Eric come around the final corner. He's going to start his lap now. Let's see what he can do. Cars are going to start coming out the garage now to do their final lap. Who do you think is going to take pole position?
Honestly, I think, in my opinion, it's between the top 4. It looks like they're in a class of their own, especially Tyler Julian. He might maintain P1. Just because of the margin from P1 to P2 is 2/10ths. The Flackers has to improve by 2/10ths or more, depending on if Tyler Julian does improve his time also.
I agree.
He's going to be close within the top four, but considering Tyler Julian is 2 tenths in front, second, third, and fourth might be just battling for second at this point. Foots and Guyton battling for track position. I guess
Is there
Guyton
anyone on
wants
the
to
lap at the moment?
Jarl Gregorus might be on a lap. I'm not sure. Does seem to be pushing.
Yeah, we got 3 cars on out laps. I think Tyler Julian and the Flackers have decided to stay in the pit, so they're taking a massive gamble here. Because if third place, Guyton, can improve his lap, he can take pole position here. Well, the Flackers has decided to come out now, but has he got enough time?
Not really. He needs about a 1 minute 45 margin to get all there on the track if he's going to do a slow
He doesn't
lap.
have enough time. He can't defend his lap time. Julian's confident that
No.
he's going to get the pole position here. Guyton
Julian
begins his
might
lap
be
now,
going-
and the Footsbab's right behind him. Are we having a time glitch here? A lot of cars have come out of the pits.
Maybe, but I'm not sure.
So we're going to be
Why?
focusing on the shootout between the top 4 right now. Let's hope other cars can put themselves in the mix. That'll make it more interesting. Guyton, round turn 7 onto the straight. Approaching turn 8 right now. How's he looking? On my screen we're seeing time remaining 2 minutes 40
2 minutes
seconds.
and 40.
Is that the correct time? Because a lot of cars are on the out lap right now. We see some cars cross the finish line.
I'm not sure, but let's take a look at Guyton. He's improving by 1.5 tenths right now on his
So
time.
he could take pole position. Let's see how quick
He
he
could.
can go around these final corners. Round 10 14 he goes, approaching the final corner. Can he get a good exit?
Nice tie,
It
hits
looks
the
good.
apex.
It looks good. Now he approaches the line. Can he take pole position? Guyton. Oh, he just
Oh,
misses out by
wow.
half a tenth. It's P2.
That's close.
That is close.
Flackers is on the lap, I'm pretty sure. He just started.
Footsbab has put himself in the pit lane. 2 Mercedes come across the line now. Tyler Julian has started his lap. I think we're having some sort of glitch here because it says qualifying is finished, but it looks like they're carrying on their lap.
Yes, I agree.
I think Guyton could
think-
be going for another lap.
Yeah, wow, he's very efficient with those tires. He looks like to be working them, especially in the second lap. Wow, around the edge.
And the Flackers, he stopped his lap.
Yeah, he's backed off, he's invalidated. Guyton's down by 1.5 tenths. He might not improve his time actually. To challenge for pole. I think he desperately wants to, that's why he went out on the second lap again. Fourth to 7th have finished. 11th
Round 10
and
14
12th.
again. He's going to have to give it everything out of this final corner. Can he displace Tyler Julian off pole position? He backs off.
Yeah, he's backed off. Yeah.
So now all eyes on Julian, which I think he will maintain his pole position. I think it's going to be pretty difficult for someone to beat him now, as he just improves his time by 3/100ths of a second. I think he takes pole position here.
Yeah, it doesn't look like anybody else can beat him. I think everybody else is in the pits. 17th is a disconnected car. So when the timer ends, the session is finished.
Incredible stuff. What a qualifying.
Tyler absolutely showed his dominance, doing 2 laps, maintaining pole position. Guyton tried his hardest, but just missed out by half a tenth. But then again, Tyler improved his time.
Can you believe that the top 16 drivers are covered by 1 second?
It's a very tight margin. I'm more excited about the top 7. It looks like top 7 are very tightly held together.
So in P1 we have Tyler, Julian, and P2 we have Guyton. Very close between the two of them. It's going to be an interesting race from here onwards. I have the Flackers in P3 to make up our top 3. First Bab in P4. INSDW in P5 with a 129.2. 3 drivers in a 129.2 here. That's going to be also pretty close. Does the session look glitched to you?
Yeah, I think Eric's disconnected car is glitching, but he's left the session.
It says he's left the session. So this is our grid for the race.
Tyler P1, Guyton P2, the Flackers P3, Foots P4, Ironside, INSDW, in P5, BS 6th, 7th MM, 8th Mike, 9th Farish, 10th I Hunter.
Incredible stuff. So the race starts in 15 seconds, but we do have a formation lap. So the formation lap begins. Tyler Julian leads the way.
He must be sure not to lead the pack too far to create a gap, otherwise he'll be sitting on the grid a lot longer than, let's say, Guyton or the Flackers.
Yeah, exactly. So everyone in the top 10 starting on soft tires. Everyone from P11 down on the medium tires. Unfortunately, we have lost Eric due to a connection problem. Hopefully, we'll be able to see more of him next week.
It's a shame because maybe he could have challenged for pole. Maybe he could have been in that top 5.
Maybe. Is that someone off? Did someone go off? The Flackers is off.
It's alright, I don't think there's damage anyway. And he'll just go
Thankfully
all the way
for
back
him
to
as well.
P3. Yeah.
Where do you think they will start pitting?
I think maybe around lap 10, maybe go on the hards. Depends if they're able to manage their tires correctly. Otherwise, I think some of them may go for a 2-stop. It's
We
very
know-
risky.
We do know that tire temperatures here are a bit of a problem, and you know we could see an undercut be very effective around here.
Yeah, Guyton could try on Thala. Someone in Iron SDW could try on one of the top 5. Or maybe all of them. We'll see. Yeah, the Flackers just go sit back to his P3 grid spot.
That's 2 lights, 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights, and away we go. Or we should be going.
Well, they're revving up their cars now.
Here we go off the grid.
Oh, Guyton got a very good start. He's already passed Tyler Julian. Julian
What a
already
start.
losing 1 place.
Amazing start from P2 up into P1.
Furtz put a bit of pressure on the Flackers, but the Flackers managed
The
to hold
flag is,
position.
he's on the inside. As he cuts the
he's
corner,
got-
side by side
cut
they
the
go.
corner. Excited.
Julian around the outside, tries to defend his position. He manages to keep the position, but for how long?
The
Flackers
Flackers
is
has
round.
spun around. He's gone. He's going down.
That's
the
really
positions.
unfortunate. That's really unfortunate. But we have a battle going on behind. P4 backwards. Wow, look at them. Are they going
They're
3
all in a
wide into
bunch.
turn 8?
Wow, amazing stuff.
MM44 following Iron SDW. Wow, 2 medium runners, Grigoris and the Windix, have put themselves into P6 and P7. You know, they have a very big advantage in this race now.
Honestly, if they can maintain those tires, maybe go on the hards, or
Down
if they
the
can
inside
extend
goes
the mediums.
MM44. Wow, into P4. Incredible.
Ironside losing
What
a
a
lot of
move.
places, he might have damage.
He might have
Grigoris has
damage
passed
indeed.
him.
Looks like he's got end plate damage.
Yeah, he's
He
going in the
pits.
pits.
He's going to have to change that
Wow.
front wing. He's going to lose a lot of time, especially in the pit lane around France. Quite slow.
So Grigoris and AlphaTauri behind him, both on mediums in the top 6. This could be in trouble for Thala and Julian. Or, sorry, for Thala and Guyton. Because if these guys can maintain their mediums for a long period of time, they might be able to switch to the softs and come back at the end of the race. I wonder if Grigoris can stick with MM. MM's on the softs, but looks like he's doing that fine.
Yeah, it looks like it. I wonder how long those softs are going to last though. We could see in about 5 laps time them softs start to degrade and overheat, and Grigoris could be past him.
Yes. Looks like the leaders have pulled out of the DRS of Furtz. Furtz is being left behind.
The important thing here for Guyton and Thala Julian is for them to pull away, because these medium runners in 5th, 6th and 7th, they're going to be quite strong at the end of the race, don't you think?
I think so. Honestly, if these guys don't pull out a big enough gap, it could mean disaster for their race win chances. And I don't
Let's see
think
what they
Thala's
can
going to
do.
give up.
Thala Julian is closing the gap now to Guyton, and this is going to be a close race between the pair of them, because as we saw in qualifying, their times were separated by less than a tenth of a second. And here comes Julian. He's behind him in the slipstream, without DRS of course, because they can only get it from now onwards.
We might see Julian try and move on Guyton.
We might do. Grigoris is also close to Thala Julian, to MM, but we will spectate Thala Julian for now, and let's see if he can get a good exit out of this corner. And he looks very close. He's going to have the DRS as well. He's using
He's
that
activated
ERS.
the DRS. he might just try and put Gaitan under some pressure or actually go for an overtake. Looks like he's going for it.
Gaitan defense for the inside. Round the outside goes Tyler Julian. He takes position for now. Lives in space, side by side, through to turn 9, and he takes the position. Incredible.
Great move.
What a
We
move.
could see Gaitan come back
Grigorous also
if he
takes P4.
decides.
Gaitan down the inside.
He's gone off
Maybe
the track a
of
bit.
track limits. It's fine. He manages to get the position back. But all of the time that they're fighting, P3 Futzbab is going to be right there on the tail. He could be
The
in the
gap-
DRS if the top two keep fighting.
The gap was 1.6 around a lap ago. It's now 1.1. Doesn't look good for the top two. They're just bringing another car into this fight, which I know they don't want.
Julian now with DRS as he closes down. He switches to the inside. Now, who's going to prevail out of the turn 1? Julian looks like he's got the position, but Gaitan fights
Side
back.
by side.
Wow, incredible. Julian in front
Amazing racing.
by half a car length. They're still side by side. Gaitan takes the position back. Incredible stuff. Now, Futzbab is in the mix now. He's right behind them.
However, Gaitan is in front with no DRS and 30% ERS. We could see a double overtake on Gaitan here.
Oh,
If
Tyler
Futzbab
Julian's
gets
go
close
for
enough.
it. He's side by side. They touch. They made contact on the main straight. Julian takes the position. Now, can he keep the position and pull away? That is the question. Futzbab is right there on their tail, and MM in P6 has been passed by the two medium runners, and they're only 4 seconds back from this fight here. So if they can make those mediums last for a very long time, they could potentially go on either very fresh, much fresher hards, or they could potentially go into softs. But I'm not sure how long those softs will last.
They would have to nurse the softs, but on lighter fuel will be easier because less pressure on the tires means less wear.
What an incredible race here we're witnessing. And it's only lap 4. As they do go on to lap 5 now.
Looks like Gaitan is desperately trying to keep up with Tyler as he's on 8% ERS.
He has used quite a bit of ERS, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's been. Foots might just try and close the gap a bit without using ERS, and if he does that, he'll be able to pass Gaitan maybe in one of the corners down the inside, around the outside.
He's losing time, Gaitan. Futzbab is right. He's on his tail. Luckily, he's got DRS, so he's got something to defend with. And he has still used closing the gap. He's obviously used all his ERS just to keep up with Julian.
Here's the thing, it's very hard to recharge ERS around France. France is so full of straight lines that it's almost impossible. Futzbab closing on Gaitan. Might try to go down the inside. He has a look. Ooh, smart move.
This is close between the top 3 drivers. And they are pulling away from P4. They have gained at least half a second on this lap. But for how much longer?
Yes, the mediums might start coming into effect in the next few laps or so. And if
As the
Grigorous
top
can...
2 pit.
Ooh,
The top 2 have pitted. And
looks like
Futzbab,
odds.
can he do the overcut? I'm not sure if
has
the
the
software will
ERS.
be able to, but he does have the ERS to be able to. Where will Tyler Julian and Gaitan come out?
I'm thinking about maybe the P13 mark.
It's going to be very interesting coming out. But now there's a battle for P2 going on into turn 3. Is he close enough? Looks like he's going to try and go for the overtake here. GR Grigorous. He doesn't defend. But the move is done before the end of the straight.
Wow.
Incredible stuff.
I think he wanted the AlphaTauri to pass him. Doesn't use any ERS. Just let it happen.
The
I
win.
think he's thinking of the long game.
Yeah, he's looking good.
Foots out in front. Still 60% ERS.
Guyton has passed Julian. They're side by side. They're going to lose time here. Futsbab could potentially do the overcut if he pits now. But Julian takes the position. They're going to keep fighting down into turn 10. And then for the long right-hander, the long bend for turn 11. Did they make contact?
Oh, they had a little touch.
He lets him pass.
Yeah, I think he let him pass there. I think
Futsbab does not pit. He goes straight on. So he wants to go long. He wants to have those fresher mediums. Could they potentially be going for a two-stop? The front two.
Ooh. But will they be able to make up the time lost on an extra pit stop? Because if Futsbab goes for the one stop, that might be dangerous, especially with the medium runners right in second, third.
This is going to be a very interesting end to this race, and I'm very much looking forward to it. We will see that in 20 laps time, but for now, Guyton is putting the pressure on Tyler Julian, and Futsbab up front. We could see him switch to the hard tyre and do a one stop. I think he could do it.
We can see his tyres start blistering, so if he just manages to nurse them from here all the way to when he goes into the pits, he might be in a very good position for the end of the race.
I think Guyton's going to struggle to keep up with
Grigoris
Tyler
off.
Julian for now. Grigoris is off.
He's off. He's lost the position to fight me, but I think he cut the corner, but he does receive a 10-second time penalty, which is going to cost him dearly. Wow.
That is not good news for him.
And yet again, I don't think he'll be able to serve that 10-second time penalty in the pits. So he might just have to carry that on his shoulders up to the end of the race.
Let's not discount these medium runners that are going to go pretty far into this race. In P2 we have the Wendigist, and he's looking quite good for now. He's just managing those tyres 7 seconds back from the leader, who pits. The leader pits for hard tyres. He's going to go to the end of the race. Now let's see where he feeds out.
I've just
coming around the
realised
final corner, Tyler Julian and Guyton. This is going to be pretty tight. But I think they might just get the position. They do, they pass him. But at what cost? Because Guyton and Tyler Julian look like they might have to pit again. Will those mediums make it to the end of the race? I'm not sure.
Yeah, I was going to say, they pitted for mediums on what, lap 5, 6? If they keep fighting now, they're not going to have tyres for the end of the race. Maybe Foots chose the correct strategy, because if he can close the gap little by little as they fight, it will be perfect for him. Oh, a little twitch on the exit with the hards, Foots.
Guyton going for a move on Julian, looks like. He wants the position now. I don't think he's going to go for it. I think he's too far back now.
Julian does have the DRS of ID Shoe. Julian could see this opportunity to put a car between himself and Guyton.
Going for a move down the inside again. Let's see if they make contact this time. No, he leaves him enough space. Oh, they make contact.
Ooh.
And he takes position down the inside.
Guyton is losing out because of the Haas. Oh my god, Guyton nearly loses it. Wow, that was a good control.
Julian and
the Haas.
Julian gets past, they both get past the Haas, who I think started on mediums if I'm correct. So he's on slightly more worn tyres. But Guyton does take the position over Tyler Julian and is the net race leader. Obviously the front guys still have to pit. In P1, the Wendigist is going pretty smoothly. MM on those soft tyres, who we think is going to go pretty long. A little twitch there from Julian. Who's pretty close to Guyton right now. Futsbab also closing in on P10, the Haas. He needs to stay with these two drivers here. But it's looking good for Futsbab, isn't it?
Whoa, he's nearly lost it on the exit. He clipped the curb. He went a bit wide. That might have cost him a track limits warning there. He needs to get past ID Shoe. He can't lose too much time behind him because he wants to be there when the top two net race leaders fight.
It's looking pretty interesting between Julian and Guyton. As Foots in the background, you can see him overtakes the Haas and puts himself into P10. But will these two keep on fighting? Do they know that they've got a driver on hards behind them that, you know, is potentially or most likely going to go to the end of the race? I don't know if those mediums can last on these two drivers. If they can make it last, then well done to both of them. Then
it's a question of if they can last, but it's also another question if they can finish in front of Foots.
Let's see what happens now. Julian with the DRS is still following Guyton.
Guyton might be trying to catch the Aston Martin ahead just to get some DRS, to get some pressure off his shoulders. 6% DRS still using.
And Fitzbab is not too far behind him. He's only 2.3 seconds behind him on the hard tyres. So he's in a great position here.
The hards could surely go to the end as well.
It's going to Looks like there's a battle here for P3. Ooh. Good defense there from Grigorous. Defense from Fight Me now, but as you see, one of the drivers are lagging there a bit. But Guyton, I think Julian's been slowed down here. I think we've got a driver lagging.
I think that's putting off Julian a bit.
Yeah, Fight Me Bot has made contact with Grigorous, but he's going to have the DRS now. They're exiting onto the start-finish straight. Here we go. That battle's still going on. Is he going to... Ooh, he thought about it. Still cutter, he thought about it in P4.
Dalla is just under a second of Guyton.
So we've got two different battles going on here. Quite important battles. Let's not forget that the Wendig is in P1. You know, he's 6 seconds ahead of Grigorous, but he's looking quite strong for this race. He could get a very good finish.
He's also still putting competitive lap times as well on those mediums that he started since the start of the race.
Incredible. Guyton now wants to make a move on Jerry Van Bossel. And he goes round the outside.
If Guyton can put him...
Oh, they made contact.
A bit of contact.
And it's a penalty.
Guyton with a 2-second time penalty. It's cost him dearly. He might have side pod damage. That was very hard contact.
But also, Thaler Julian's got a penalty as well. Incredible stuff. This race just keeps getting better and better. And Fitzbab can obviously, you know, spectate this race from a few seconds back, and he's looking very, very handsome this race.
If he's
side by side, Guyton and Jerry. Look at this battle for P5. Julian needs to get past Jerry right here, otherwise Guyton's going to be getting away again.
And turn 1 is a very fast sequence of corners. You need fresh tyres to take that as you would. Guyton doesn't seem to be taking it any faster than Bossel and Julian, so he looks to be feeling alright. Might be a bit difficult for Julian to get past Bossel here because with DRS, it's going to be a bit easier for him to defend.
I'm amazed at how Guyton's been able to keep the position here with, you know, hardly any ERS for the whole race. I've seen him flashing red for the majority of the time as he almost loses the car up ahead, I just saw.
Julian passed. Oh, there's contact made. Jerry Van Bus was big aggressive in his defending. Hits. Oh my! He's hit Julian off the exit.
No
I think
way.
he tried to go in the pits. I think Julian's out of a second now.
He's definitely out of second, more than out of second. Unfortunately,
Wow.
I can't see the interval between the drivers.
There we
Now
go.
I can.
2.5 seconds. That's a big loss for Julian. Might cost him the race. Because if Guyton can still maintain this gap, he has a good chance for the race to win. But Foots is right behind Julian now. 3/10.
On those hard tires, does he have the grip to attack? He certainly
At
has
this
the
stage in
ERS
the
to
race-
attack. Got 30% more ERS than Julian, but is it enough?
The AlphaTauri that was in first, the wind, he has gone into the hards. He pitted for the hards early on.
Foots makes the move down the inside. They go side by side. Hopefully there's no contact there. Julian just manages to keep the position for now. But for how much longer? He's using the ERS. They're side by side again. Down the inside.
He wants his position.
He wants the position, and it looks like he's about to take the position and put
Julian
the
can fight
charge
back.
on Guyton. But very, very tight between
contact
the two
made.
cars. Incredible racing between those two drivers.
Hopefully now they might think they can work together to form a DRS train with the two of them to just catch Guyton out ahead. Because with them battling, it's not going to do anything for them. It's going to make them lose out.
Will he be able to make another move?
Also, Foots has no penalties at this stage in the race. He can maintain this.
Julian's going to go down the inside into turn one. Wow, they're side by side. Amazing
They
racing.
leave enough space, thankfully.
Bear in mind, Foots does not have a penalty. So even if he's just 3 seconds behind Guyton, but if these guys keep fighting, you know, Guyton could pull away, but I don't think he is. All those mediums starting to wear out.
The gap was 2.5 when Tyler Julian lost out on Guyton. 2.9 now. We'll see what Foots can do.
They're still on 3 seconds. He's gone down the inside, Julian. They're still side by side, going into turn 11. Wow.
Does a switchback.
Switchback. Incredible move by Foots.
He makes it work beautifully.
And down
Amazing
the
move.
inside goes Julian. Right, they're fighting for position. This is incredible racing. Wheel to wheel.
This is helping Guyton. Don't think they realize. Tyler in the pits.
Tyler in the pits. Now, what is he going to pit onto? I suspect he'll pit onto the medium tyres, but can those medium tyres make it all the way back to Foots on those hard tyres, which are going to last to the end of the race for sure?
I think it'll be a small improvement on Foots. But we'll see if he can nurse his tyres and manage them and then push when he's needed to.
But look, he's
I
dropping
think he'll
all the way
stay front.
back. At the moment, he's P13, he hasn't even exited the pits properly. P14, he's going to have to overtake a lot of these cars to get to Foots again. And that's going to be a struggle in itself. Foots with an amazing strategic move right here.
From P10 to P5, there's a massive DRS train. 5 cars locked in battle.
Looks absolutely beautiful. As Iron tries to break the slipstream.
Jerry has retired from the session, unfortunate.
He overtakes Iron. Wow, there's 2 battles going on, side by side, Mike and Grigoris.
Mike goes out wide. Oh, he might need to slow down. Doesn't get a penalty.
Looks like those 3 cars are battling for position here.
Grigoris is on 16 seconds worth of penalties. This is bad for his race chances.
Who's going to come out on top? Oh, there's contact.
Oh,
Looks like Grigoris has got touch there.
Find
me
me now
now.
on the outside.
Oh, what a switchback from Grigoris. He fails to keep the position. He's lost the position now to the medium runners in front of him. As who pits?
Mike and Bier in the Mercedes have pitted.
They look like they're going to go into another set of medium tyres till the end of the race.
Grigoris is coming back at Fight Me now with DRS down the main straight.
Side by side into turn 1.
Fight Me now comes out
good
on top.
defense from Fight Me now, but
he's only delayed the inevitable with the next straight coming up.
I wonder what Guyton's thinking here. Does he stretch those mediums and try and go into soft tyres? It's going to be a risk, but I don't think those mediums can last that much longer. He's going to try. I think he might try.
He's pulling out now, but obviously, like you said, within a few laps or more than a few laps, the gap will start closing and closing. What Foots needs to do is just getting within the 3 seconds to get the race win at this point.
Yeah, exactly. And with those hard tyres, I think he can do it. Gugu's struggling down those hards.
We'll see how badly the mediums fall off on Guyton's car. Pushing very hard, still on 5% DRS. Foots holding back maybe a little bit to make sure that when the mediums wear off, he can be there.
Looks like it. As they do go round towards the start-finish straight, the top two separated by 3.8 seconds. He's on 2-lap fresher tyres, but he's on hards, and those mediums are on 11 laps on Guyton. How much longer do you think they can last? I don't reckon for too much longer, but so this is just going to make the end of the race very interesting. Will Guyton pit or not?
If he does pit, that puts the AlphaTauri in third into second.
But also he is 10 seconds back from Foots, so if Guyton decides to pit on softs, he could come back at the Wendix.
That is true. Daller's up to P10.
What an action-packed race. The action has sort of cooled off for now, but I think it's only going to get better again. We see some drivers saving ERS, some drivers saving tyres. All ready for the battle at the end of the race.
Ferrari's down in P11 and 12, fighting for position. She got past his teammate.
Iron 3 tenths behind 4th place MM44167. Let's see what he can do about that. Looks pretty close.
MM on 16 lap old mediums, whereas Iron on 15 lap old hards. It looks like Iron or MM might just be able to pull away if he can get those tires to work properly, but he is out of ERS.
He certainly does have the grip advantage over Iron SDW, who...
But his mediums from here will only just wear more than Iron's hards.
Does Foots have enough pace to get inside within 3 seconds? We shall see. Will Guyton pit for softs? Will he not? Will he stay out? It's certainly going to be interesting over these next few laps.
I'd imagine Guyton could and probably take the gamble of staying out, but that gap is already coming down. It was just 3.9 at the start of that DRS straight. It's now 3.8.
Five me now, boys, retired.
Oh no. There's a safety car. This puts Foots in an amazing position.
Guyton can pit. Guyton can pit here. And I think he does. Has he pitted? This is a huge save for Guyton, who's going to most likely pit on those soft
Foots
tyres.
has also gone into the pits.
Foots. Wise decision. Who's going to pit? Around the final corner, the Wendix has stayed out Can he come out in front of Foots and Guyton?
He
He
has.
does. He has on those hard tires. But
Let's talk about this. Foots has gone on the softs to the end of the race. Guyton is on the mediums.
this is going to be a very interesting end to the race. This is more interesting than I thought it was going to be because it looked like it was only going to be 2 drivers. It looks like any one of the top 8 could win it at this point.
Foots, I think, got caught out. He got passed by the Haas. I think he got caught out by the virtual safety car ending.
Incredible stuff. Incredible stuff.
The top-
But he's on the soft tires. He's going to have incredible pace until the end of the race.
Let's bear in mind the top 5 do all have penalties.
Guyton going
Rigorous
for a
with
move
16.
for P2. Down the inside he goes with those fresh mediums. He is going for the win. He wants the win.
And Foots has the major ERS advantage to the top 4.
He does.
Major.
But does he have enough pace in these next 8 laps or so to catch up to Guyton and the leader on those soft tires? Those soft tires will wear out at the end of the race, I'm sure.
Yes, but Guyton has 8 seconds worth of penalties, and the AlphaTauri in P1 has 3 seconds.
So
It's just up to him closing the gap.
absolutely incredible racing. Footsbab in P4 without any penalties. This is looking very good for him on those soft tires. 2.5 seconds behind P3. Amazing stuff. Salah Julian, who our pole sitter, is in P7. Who attempted the 2-stopper, but I think he may have pitted slightly too early. Come out in traffic. Has cost him dearly. I see Footsbab taking out a second in this first sector on P3, who is absolutely flying here. Mike sets the fastest lap on 1:31.6. We do know the lap record around here is the 1:32 set by Sebastian Vettel in 2019. But he has closed that gap. It is dropping literally by the second as he makes up another second here.
Foots has a 4.7 gap to the leader. He's already in P2 right now.
Yep, and Guyton also closing gap to the leader. You know, penalties are going to play a massive part in this result, but the action is going to be incredible. Look how close Foots is.
Foots might try it here. He doesn't, he backs off. Doesn't want to risk the damage.
Look at that. Ooh, he makes contact.
The grip level just caught him completely off guard.
He is
Doesn't go
being
down the
held up
inside.
here dramatically though. And Guyton within a second with the DRS open. Salah Julian in the background goes down the inside of Gugris.
It doesn't make it stick though.
But Foots is
Salah doesn't
overtaken.
wanna
He's in
back down.
P3. Foots is in P3. Now that's cleared him. He can chase after the 2 leaders. But Guyton now, he wants to go for P1. He needs to clear this car, the AlphaTauri.
It's holding him up severely.
Through these few corners. There's a bit of a twist there from the AlphaTauri. I don't think he's going to have much to defend with.
He does have an ERS advantage on Guyton, but DRS is very powerful. 9 lap old hards versus 2 lap old mediums.
I think he's going to defend from this.
He just won't
He
be
still
close
holds
enough.
him up. Foots needs to put the pressure on now. He has to put the pressure on now. Gugris in P6 looks for a move out of Julian, but fails to do so. Guyton, he makes the move now. Through 10, down the inside. Wow, this is wheel to wheel. Amazing stuff. Round the outside, the AlphaTauri goes, but he does not have enough grip to fight this. Guyton takes the lead over the French Grand Prix. Now, can he get away? Foot's obviously on the soft tires. How quick can he go? Do they still have the grip?
Foots is pushing massively. He needs to close the gap.
The AlphaTauri still in half a second, but I don't think he has enough grip to fight. He's got the DRS, but Foots is closing in, and he does not have a penalty. So this is looking very good for him. It's paying off that strategy to go into the hards. Amazing stuff. Absolutely amazing.
Foots is in that P1 right now. He could stay here, but I think he'd want to win on track.
Incredible stuff. And the Wendix, he's also done an amazing job with his strategy and his race today. He's put himself in P2 from further back on the grid. He's done a superb job. Absolutely superb.
AlphaTauri in second started 11th.
Amazing.
Done an amazing job to put his car up into P2, but we don't know for how much longer he could stay there. The gap is 1.4 to Foots. He's out of DRS from Guyton. Just staying back in. If he wants any chance of defending from Foots, he needs to stay in that DRS. Struggling a bit.
To Guyton with an 8-second time penalty. That is, it's going to put him maybe further down the order. Can he stay on the podium? 4th place with a 5-second time penalty, and Tyler Julian with a 3-second time penalty. Greg goes with a 19-second time penalty. That's going to throw him down the order for sure. And someone's had an off. Grigorous into the barriers. See it in the background, the front wing flying off.
Safety car.
Safety car is out. And this will close the gap. We're going to have a couple laps of racing at the end of this for sure. And Foots is now going to be in DRS. If the DRS becomes available by the time safety car finishes and the 2 laps are done.
Foots is on 4-lap old softs. That might not play a big factor as soon as the safety car pits, but we could see him just easily overtake the AlphaTauri in front of him. This just gives them a chance to recharge their ERS.
Yeah. This also brings back Tyler Julian into play. If he can stay within that 5 seconds of Guyton, he could. If he can stay within the 2 seconds of MM and 5 seconds of Guyton, the difference between the penalties, he could get on the podium here, even if he doesn't make up any track position. So this is looking very interesting. But Foots in the best position without any penalties on the soft tyres. This is a dream for him.
Very difficult to not acquire penalties around Paul Ricard, but he's done an amazing job, not extending track limits too much.
MM pits. And so does Tyler Julian. No, he doesn't, does he? No, he doesn't. Apologies. MM pits. And 4 different drivers have pitted. Where they're going to feed out. With quite a big...
All MM had to do his penalty in the pits.
Oh. But they all switched onto the hard tyres. And they will close up iron on 5-lap old hard softs with Foots on 5-lap old softs. They're gonna have grip, but not the same as those drivers who just pitted for softs.
Everybody, but from 6th down, apart from 16th, have pitted for new softs.
Incredible.
Because this Tyler hasn't pitted, and Ironside will catch back up to him with 5-lap old softs. He could potentially overtake Julian.
It's gonna be it's gonna take some sort of miracle for Guyton to be on the podium here with that amount of penalties. So Tyler could he could take the podium here, but he is on 9-lap old tires behind him, iron with 5 laps, and MM when he closes up will be with those fresh softs with iHunter, Fereshi, Steel Cutter, Mike, Bier, Nabil. All of these drivers are going to be on very fresh softs, so can he do it? Can he keep those drivers behind?
Matt Law's ghosted car is in front of MM. I think he has to stay behind the ghosted car, even though he's one lap down.
I'm just learning now that first place driver is actually named Ricardo, so apologies for that. We will call him Ricardo from now on. You know, his medium tires are not too old. They're not old, but P2, the Wendix, is going to struggle on those 13-lap old hards. You know, everyone behind him are going to be hunting him down. So the safety car's kind of ruined his strategy here.
Definitely.
He was looking for a very good result.
He's the weakest at this point now of the top 5.
Yeah, but potentially he could still get his result. You know, you never know. Can he keep those drivers behind? It's going to be a hard job, but if he does, props to him.
Last lap drama, maybe last lap penalty. You never know.
You never know.
You never know. Foots could get a penalty on the last lap. And but the thing is, everybody in front of him, apart from, well, yeah, everybody in front of him has 3 seconds or more. So even if Foots does get 3 seconds, he'll get past Ricardo in first. But yeah, the Mercedes got a penalty on the safety car just now. And safety car's in this lap.
Safety car's in this lap. Alright, here we go. Racing is about to start. They are warming their tires aggressively. Ricardo up front.
The AlphaTauri second needs to make sure his worn hards after temperature, otherwise we won't know what happens there. They're blistering as well. Look at that left front.
When is he gonna go? When will racing begin? Ricardo will start the race. I don't think he started yet. The safety car still hasn't pulled it into the pits. So we are going to see a final charge for the final 2 laps of the French Grand Prix in Division 6 in URL. Who can take the first win? We shall see in about 2 laps time. As Ricardo, he's gonna push out the exit of this corner, I'm pretty sure. As he does now, he goes. Racing begins.
All on 100% ERS. This is just pure racing now and pure tyre life.
Can Guyton make a little bit of a gap, but with an 8-second time penalty, he could be down the order.
MM, 5-second time penalty for ignoring yellow flags. When he just got rid of his, that could have an effect on where he finishes.
But Foots is going to apply the pressure now to the Wendix in P2. Can Foots take the position on the 7-lap old hard of the softs? This is going to come down to pure racing technique and craft.
Yes, at this rate, Foots will finish in P1. Even if he doesn't get past the AlphaTauri, he will finish in P1.
It looks like he's about to attack him now. Coming into turn 10. Just about. Tyler Julian not too far behind either. What a great angle this is. Ricardo up front is getting away slightly. He's going to pull out of the DRS zone, but it's going to become irrelevant.
At this point, even the Ferrari in 7th, Pareschi will finish in front of Ricardo.
Foots is going to put the foot down now and maybe try and make a move, a lunge into turn 1. Can he do it?
AlphaTauri flashing.
He's going to do it. Down the inside. Oh, he just defends the AlphaTauri. He really wants to keep this position. But for how much longer can he keep the position for? Ricardo up front with the penalties. Let's see what happens. The battle for P2.
Yellow flag.
What a battle this is. Oh, all of the cars. Look at them. 5 cars together. Can the AlphaTauri keep his position? This is going to be a good battle. The last few corners.
The last lap of the race.
As he breaks the slipstream, Foots has a look down the inside, can't make the move, but he's gonna have another chance down through turn 10, down towards turn 11, as he puts all of his ERS use. He's close. He's close. Does he have enough to make a move? He's closing
He's
the gap.
flashing.
He's gone. He's going down the inside. Hey, look, he's got the grip. He's made the move into P2 and potentially the win after penalties. But look, the AlphaTauri's coming back at him.
Tyler Julian
Thaler
trying to
wants the
get
position.
ahead.
He's got. Did they make contact? Thaler Julian.
A little
He's
bit.
flashing as well.
Give him a
But
little
look,
nudge.
as Ricardo, he's coming around the final corner now to end the start-finish straight. As he comes towards the line to cross it first. He takes it first, but it's Foots who will take the Grand Prix win for the URL Division 6 French Grand Prix. Amazing
What
stuff.
a race.
And
What
the
a
AlphaTauri
race.
keeps P2. Incredible race. What a drive from him. Incredible stuff.
He played his strategy to perfection.
What a race. What a race. Incredible stuff. From start to finish, it never let down. And Foots takes the win of the first Division 6 URL Grand Prix of Season 3. There's our podium there. Well-deserved victory. The strategy paid off for him.
Foots didn't make an error in that race.
Unluckily for Ricardo, with his penalties, takes him out of the podium. But I'm sure he'll be back next week for another incredible race. So Iron takes P3. In P2 we have the Windex with an incredible from P11 on the grid. With one stop, he made it work with those hard tires at the end. Incredible stuff.
Great tire management from him.
Well done to every single driver who's raced today. Incredible. Well done to our winner Footsbab, our second place, the Windex, and to round off the podium, Iron SDW. Incredible stuff. And let's not forget to mention, in fourth place, Steel Qatar, from 16th on the grid to fourth place. Incredible, incredible drives from those drivers. Absolutely amazing. Anyway, folks, it's been a pleasure commentating. We will see you guys next week. Have a good one.